Here we have an iPad Pro 9.7 inch. Originally, this came in for charging port damage. The first tech who pulled this apart damaged it even further during the disassembly. I did already take a look at this to see what parts I need. So I'll go ahead and show you what I found. So the first thing I found is that the flex for the power button has been ripped. So I need to replace the power button piece. The other thing is, as this was being pulled out, the flex cable for the speaker was torn off. We also need to investigate the initial claim of the charge port damage. So the three things I need are a replacement piece for this. I need the flex cable to go to the speaker, and I need possibly a charge port replacement. So when I asked for these things, what I got is a donor. So I was given this. Need battery, power button fix. Alright, so the first thing I need is this power button up in the corner. So might as well start with the easy stuff. There is my power button. Okay, it looks like someone might have already soldered on a new charge port onto this device. Definitely this port has been replaced, so I very well could be putting a bad port onto the device that I am trying to fix. Worth a try. I'm going to go ahead and take off both these flex cables and put them on my good board. So the first thing I did was apply flux. I tried to clean the grounding plane. I know it's futile, but I tried. Took off the cable and found that there was trace damage. Now at first I thought I did it, but upon further inspection I found that there was green, so there was an attempt at trace repair previously. So it wasn't actually me who tore the traces. Now I'm pulling off the good flex cable for the speakers. Now I was a bit lazy with changing out my soldering iron. I should have used the T15 for the FX951, but I was just a bit lazy, went with the micro pencil, so this took a little bit longer than it really should have. Now I'm prepping the board that I want to fix, so after cleaning the contacts, I needed to check which traces had been torn. Now I did find 4 traces that were torn, however, all of them were connected to ground, so I didn't really take an issue with that. What I was concerned about is these 2 traces that needed a little bit of green between them. Now I'm prepping to take off the flex cable from the board that I want to fix. Now I should have been using the T15 tip again, but I don't really care about this flex cable. This is the bad one, so I didn't care. However, not using the T15 tip did make this take a little bit longer than it should have. Alright, so now I'm going to clean up the contacts, make sure that they're all healthy, no torn traces, then it's ready to go. I'm also going to clean up this residue on the side because I don't want that to interfere with the new flex cable going on. I did cut into the board a little bit, so I did have to green that. Alright, so now I'm putting the flex cable on for the charging port. I did spill a little bit of solder here, but I mean, give me a break. I was really close to my fingers. Alright, now I'm putting on the flex cable for the speaker. Now the used flex cables are always a lot more difficult to align than a new flex cable because you're supposed to be able to see through the pads to make sure that you're actually aligning it correctly. Now after I connected this, I noticed that the right side of the flex cable is kind of coming off because the ground trace have torn off, so I did tape it down. I'm not concerned about the trace being gone because it is just ground, so it should be good. It worked. We're getting 2.4 amps, 5 volts. It looks like it's charging. Alright, so I'm going to let this charge up. I need to test the speakers, make sure that that is working as well. I am realizing now that this cable should be routed under the speaker where this little gap is. This will present an issue if I don't fix that. There we go. That's how it goes. Just turned on. I cut the part where I tested the speakers because I don't know where that music is from. I don't want any chance of copyright strikes, but it is working. The top two speakers are working, the bottom speakers are working. Touch seems to be fine. It is charging. It would seem as if this is fully fixed. Now, I don't know if this happened in the care of the customer or the other technician. There is a little ding right here on the screen, but to be honest, my job was just to revive this thing. My job is done. So what I'm gonna do is put this thing together, except for adhere it down. I'll tape it, send it to the other technician, and they can deal with the screen. That's it. So maybe in the future, if I can get the parts I need, I will attempt to do a video on repairing this one.